Got one of these cute little cards that comes with one of these ProMag chainsaws. Let's have a look. So that's the front of the card, and it talks about, oh my goodness, it says professional custom build. Oh my goodness, I think that some people out there say that I can't call these pro saws, but pro saws to me means that a saw can be used by somebody professionally that gets money for their profession. It doesn't mean somebody's going to use it for a hobby to race somebody else that builds a super saw. It means it can be used professionally, which means it's not going to break down on you. So here's the first of the book. Here's the last page of the book. And we'll visit both of these again. Let's take a look. So it talks about the cylinder, deep chrome Nicosil. By the way, this is going to be a short and a long. So if it cuts off on you on your short, go ahead and go over to the long and finish it off. So Nicosil versus deep chrome's controversy. Chrome seems to hold more heat, but people that want to port the saw seem to like a Nicosil cylinder, unless it's a poor Nicosil coating. Now Nicosil is a nickel silica carbide plating process, and it's not something that every cylinder factory will do. Some of them only prefer to do a chrome, and some cylinders are deep chrome. And this 372 XP, for the chrome cylinders, they're deep chrome. For some of the big bores, I can get a Nicosil. I can get a Nicosil or a big bore on the, a chrome, deep chrome, or a Nicosil big bore. Either one. You know, we can build it either way. So my cranks are very good quality. Those are on the channel. The bearings are good quality. And of course the cylinders are good quality. Let's take a look on the back. The back of this little book tells you how not to kill yourself. You need to go ahead and practice professional safe cutting and felling, which the book doesn't teach you anything about that, but you need to make sure you don't have a tree fall on you. It's inherently dangerous. And of course you want to use safety gear, even though you might catch me on my videos without safety gear. And you really should break your chainsaw in, let it go easy for, I'd say, a good half hour, or give it some heat cycles. Start it up, let it get hot, shut it off. You know, you don't want to just hammer that wood right from the start. You also want to let your saw warm up. Letting it warm up for 2 or 3 minutes, or feathering the throttle, letting it warm up. That's going to be better for your cylinder and your piston, because if your piston heats up too fast before your cylinder heats up, it will expand and it'll score your cylinder. You need them to both heat up equally at about the same pace, but if you start putting the heat into the saw by hammering the saw in the wood with full throttle, you're going to end up scoring your piston. And that has happened. I have seen that happen. Right here it talks about your oil ratio. That's a highly controversial matter. 32:1 is what I tell you to put in these saws, because you know these are larger saws and they seem to be holding up good on 32:1. Now you want to probably use a good mix, and it doesn't have to be an expensive mix. For example, you don't have to put all the money into a Red Armor. You could use a little bit of Red Armor. You could use a little bit of Marvel Mystery Oil. That keeps carbon down. You know, some of these other oils, you can pay a lot of money for it, or you can pay about half the cost. And you can buy it by the gallon. Lucas is it by the gallon. Some of these boat motor oils are by the gallon, and that's another controversial thing. And anybody that doesn't think you can run boat motor oil, 2-cycle outboard engine oil in a chainsaw just does not understand about the oil. TCW3 is a rating for outboard motor oils. It's a perfect lubricant for air-cooled engines. The oil design and specifications has nothing to do with the heat of the engine. It has nothing to do with whether it's air-cooled or water-cooled. The TCW3 on the marine grade engines has to do with some of the testing that they did. It's a certification for the outboard motor manufacturers. There's some discussion that it has to do with environmental factors as well. I'm not positive that I found any real details on that, but I say run 32:1. Some people will disagree with me, but I know that if you run them really, really hard and you're running like a 50:1, I've seen them burn up, and you know, maybe you'll be just fine at 42 to or 40 to 1. but I do think a mix of semi-synthetic or synthetic and non-synthetic, I think a mix is probably a really good idea based on molecule size. And the person that first turned me on to that thought was Davey Blue, who's a commenter on the channel, so I want to give him full credit. You can read the rest of it here. It talks about some things that'll kill your cylinder: fine dust, a dull chain. You know, those are things that will definitely damage your cylinder. And a lot of these saws that ProMag here has, the brand that I'm responsible for in the United States, the ProMag saws, a lot of them are going to have ported mufflers. But if you get one that's got a standard muffler and you want to mill, I would say make sure you get a little more exhaust coming out if you want to mill your wood, because milling wood is a way for sure to heat up your saw and put it through the most aggressive workout routine that it possibly could have. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, let's look at the 26-point checklist right here. If I can pop that open here, let's look at that. Just take it. Oh my goodness, look at there. It's got the signature of the man's name that built your saw. It's got 1 through 13 right there. It's got, what is that? Got 14 through 26. And you notice 19's missing, which is serial numbers, but that's going to be on all of the next orders. Look at there, date and time. I got to get that date and time on there too, don't I? Well, this is all communicating with people in Chinese, and my factory does have the one of the owners, the lady, she can speak some English with me if I speak really slowly and pronounce and enunciate my words. And she's a sweetheart, and now I'm friends with her husband. I used to always communicate with her, but now I'm buddies with her husband. And that's a wonderful thing to have a good factory to work with, because working with Chinese people in business is a bit difficult and a bit tricky. You got to have somebody that you can trust. And luckily I've got some decent amount of trust built up with these folks. Matter of fact, if you look at the channel, they built me my own bedroom at their factory. Got me a bed, got me an air conditioner, got me an office. They bought a whole bunch of office furniture, and they kept saying it was for me. Whether it's really for me or not, who knows? But I'm going to take them up on it. They told me it was for me. They took me shopping. It's on the channel. You'll see it. Like, subscribe, share. You got to plant trees, and this is the tag that comes on it. Oh yeah, plant trees. You see what that says right there? Plant trees. Get native seeds for your area. Sprout the seeds right here in cups with nutrient-rich potting mixes. Watch out for squirrels and birds stealing your sprouts. Transfer to pots, grow to 12 inches. Transplant to the ground in the spring, and replant your forest. I mean, don't just kill these trees. You know, they're beautiful living organisms, and everything's got a life force. You know, we got to respect the environment. But of course, we still need to use these trees. And then we got hurricanes coming. As I make this video, a hurricane's coming to Louisiana right now where I live. It's going to come right through where I live. So I'm sure there'll be downed trees. Like, subscribe, share, thumbs up, comment on the channel, and spread a share for me if you would. Don't forget to comment. Take care.